guys, Nick here. Today I'm coming to you from my kitchen where I'm going to be making some hardtack. I figured I'd bring you along. So hardtack is basically a cracker. It's super hard. It's really difficult to just eat it straight up. So there are a few different ways people used to eat it. They dip it in coffee to soften it up, fry it up with bacon or salt pork. That'll soften it up, plus it'll give it some of the flavor of the bacon or salt pork or whatever you're frying it up in. Also, you can crumble it up into super stew, which also will thicken the super stew. There's tons of different ways they used to eat it. So hardtack was used quite a while ago on ships for long voyages because it would last so long. Also by soldiers on long campaigns. So it was used back in the Civil War, the old cavalry days, even before all that. What uses for hardtack do we have now? Well, it's good for hiking or camping. Just throw it in your pack for a little extra calories and carbs. An excellent use for it would be for preppers, because it lasts for years and it's really inexpensive to make. So in this video I'm just going to go show you how to make hardtack, and let's get to it. So there's only 3 ingredients to hardtack, at least in this recipe that I have. It's 3 cups of white flour, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 cup of water. So first step is to mix the flour and salt in a bowl. Alright, next up is our 2 teaspoons of salt. Now we're just going to mix this up. Alright, next, just gradually mix in the water until you form a dough that doesn't stick to your hands. Alright, there's our dough. Alright, this is about the time where I usually preheat my oven, and you're going to want to preheat it to 375 degrees. Alright, so the next step is to use a rolling pin to flatten the dough into a square, making sure it's no more than a ½ inch thick. So for this step, I like to use a cookie sheet because it is ½ inch thick, or it's ½ inch deep. So I can put my dough right on here, roll it out. It'll be rectangular and the right thickness. Just don't tell my wife I'm using one of her cookie sheets like this. Well, it looks like I grabbed the wrong cookie sheet. I should have grabbed a smaller one, but it's alright, we can make this work. Alright, I'm just going to take a tape measure and double check, make sure it's ½ inch or less, and it's close. Alright, so it should be good there. Well, it looks like I grabbed the wrong cookie sheet. I should have grabbed a smaller one, but it's alright, we can make this work. Alright, I'm just going to take a tape measure and double check, make sure it's ½ inch or less, and it's close. All right, so it should be good there. Now, you're going to want to cut the dough into 9 squares. Now, I didn't get this perfectly square. Really doesn't matter that much. That's more, just more for looks than anything. I mean, if you wanted, you can square it up a little bit and roll it back out. It's not that hard to square it up. So now we're going to cut the dough into 9 squares. So just thirds this way and then thirds this way. Obviously, I don't know why I explained that, but okay, so there is another step. Traditionally, Hardtack had a 4x4 grid of holes in each piece. And if you want to go the traditional route, you can just take a nail and punch holes, you know, just 4 across, 4 across, 4 across, 4 across in each piece. I don't bother with that anymore. I did it the first time, and then that's just for traditional looks. So next, you're going to put the pieces on an ungreased cookie sheet. Alright, from here, you're going to bake these for 30 minutes in the 375 degree oven. And then you're going to pull them out, flip your hardtack over, and bake for another 30 minutes. From there, you'll remove it and allow it to cool. Okay, so there is another step. Traditionally, Hardtack had a 4x4 grid of holes in each piece. And if you want to go the traditional route, you can just take a nail and punch holes, you know, just 4 across, 4 across, 4 across, 4 across in each piece. I don't bother with that anymore. I did it the first time, and then that's just for traditional looks. So next you're going to put the pieces on an ungreased cookie sheet. Alright, so from here you're going to place it in the 375 degree oven for 30 minutes. Then you're going to flip the hardtack over and bake it for another 30 minutes. Then you're going to want to let it cool. Let it cool for a couple hours at least. It's going to be a little gooey inside if you just pull it out and try to start eating it. Just let it cool, and as it sits and cools, it will harden and be about as hard as a rock. Ideally, your hardtack will be a little bit brown on both sides. So if there's no brownness on it, or if it's really brown, you can adjust your cook time. Each piece is about 150 calories. So, like I said, the great thing about hardtack is it lasts years. You don't have any special storage techniques. Throw it in Ziploc bags. That's really all you need. Just something to keep moisture and bugs out of it. So, I do have some pieces from my last batch. This is I don't know how well you can see that with the lighting in here. This is about how it should look. There's just a little bit of brown on either side. It's hard. Boys. Dogs love them. Boys. Dozer. When they're not being lazy anyways, they usually jump all over me for a piece. Anyways, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for some more beard rules, and we'll catch you on the next video. Time again for beard rules. Beard rule number 26. Vikings, Santa, and Lincoln. Need I say more? Beard rule number 27. The thicker the beard, the closer to God. Beard rule number 28. At the top of every beard grows a man. Beard rule number 29. Sometimes the carpet outshines the drapes. And last but not least for this video, beard rule number 30. Those with beards are never alone. Thanks for joining us. See you on the next video.